Hey, it's me, AP, aka Mr. Movie Cheer, and welcome back to another episode. And on this episode, I am going to be discussing Zavvi launching their own physical media label, Betarax. Let's get to it. So, Zavvi have put out a statement as of yesterday, Friday the 28th, and they've announced their own physical media label, which is, I think is, well, I'm going to get into it, what I think, overall, I think it's really cool. I think it's a cool thing. So I'm going to read out the statement here. So, Betarax, Zavvi's very own physical media label, launches next week. Dedicated to exclusive 4K limited editions, each Betarax release is designed to be the best thing on your shelf, crafted for true collectors. Each title will only get a single print run, so when they're gone, they really are gone forever. Come back on Monday to discover our first deluxe steelbook release. So that's the announcement they put out. That was on Instagram. I'm pretty sure it's probably on the website and stuff as well. Yesterday, announcing this new label that they are launching, Zavvi, the big brand Zavvi, which it is, of selling physical media already. Now getting into the game of being a boutique label, physical media releases themselves. So that's the big announcement. So we've had the announcement. What are we going to see? What could we see from Zavvi? So they did mention in that statement the steelbook focus. They mentioned it verbatim, deluxe steelbook. That's going to be the first release announcement on this coming Monday. We don't know where it is yet. We know no idea. But I think that is going to be obviously potentially a running sort of, maybe it's going to be more steelbooks from this Betarax label. I will say, Betarax, what a cool name. What an absolute cool name. I love that. It's awesome. I love the logo as well. But yeah, I think it is, there's obviously going to be a steelbook focus from what they're saying there. Whether that is for every single release, time will only tell. But I think it's very telling the fact that they're saying it's, the first release is a deluxe steelbook. Maybe that's the direction they're going in with these Zavvi exclusive label releases, steelbooks. I think as well, it's deluxe. It's probably going to be, I can't imagine it's going to be that these are going to be cheap releases. They're going for deluxe editions, so you're probably looking at, over here, maybe £40-50 maybe a release potentially. I could be wrong, but I think they're not going to be cheap editions. Steelbooks are notably more expensive than standard editions, and if they're maybe putting more effort into them, putting these as boutique releases per se, these are maybe going to be a bit more expensive than your average steelbook as well. So I do think that is probably going to be a focus of the steelbook, with them starting with that first one. I think as well, let's talk about what we could see. I mean, Zavvi do all like these. Zavvi do it, and HMV over here in the UK do it as well. They have HMV exclusive releases. Zavvi do the exclusive releases as well. Both of them actually done the different exclusive editions of the new Superman movie. And I think that the one good thing with this Zavvi, setting up their own label to release physical media, is they've kind of got that in already with a lot of these big studios. And hopefully that is where we maybe will get, some 4Ks, Blu-rays of movies that maybe have not had a more recent release, or maybe they haven't had like the 4K release yet. Movies that, the likes of Arrow and have not put out already. So I think it's exciting I'm very intrigued to see what direction they go with, whether it is going to be, are these going to be, big movie releases, or are they going to be re-releases? And that's kind of what I want to get onto next. Is this going to be just Zavvi exclusives, but under their own label? So like the likes of the Superman Zavvi exclusive edition, would that be under this Betarax label? Are they going in that direction, or is this going to be separate from them as well? We're going to still get Zavvi exclusive releases, and then we're going to get Betarax releases. I hope it goes in the direction of keeping them two things separate, where you having both for physical media fans, where you have Zavvi exclusive releases, and then you have the Betamax releases. I hope they go in that direction. It's kind of not just a bit of a gimmick where they're just saying it's a label, but it's not really. It's just kind of re-releases. It'll be interesting to see how they go. I do hope we get more. I hope they go more in the direction of we get movies that have not had recent releases or have not had 4K Blu-ray releases. That's what I would like to see personally. The more fill in the gaps of movies that you've not had on the higher quality formats is what I want to see personally, and I think a lot of fans would. There's tons of movies out there that have not had Blu-rays or 4K releases yet, and that's where I want this to fill the gaps more, and that's what I'd really like to see overall. But yeah, it's I think it's exciting to think about what we could see here. Is this good for physical media? Overall, look, I think it's good. Competition is good in anything. In anything in life, competition is good. If this is going to be a competitor to labels like your Arrow, your 88 Films, them sort of boutique labels, I think it's good. Competition is only going to be good. The only thing is, is it going to be negative effects further down the line? I want to get back into that in a second, but I think it's a good sign for physical media overall. That a big company like Zavvi, that is a big distributor of movies, sell movies online. For me, the big ones out there are Amazon, Zavvi, and HMV. They're my like three go-tos. I think it's good. It's a good sign for physical media that people are still buying physical media. People want these, collectors. Again, they mention it as well for true collectors. I don't know what you can define as a true collector. I think it's just, if you like your movies, there's a movie you like, and you want it on a special edition, I think it's awesome. You can get that. I think it's cool. So I like that idea that it is for, people who enjoy the movies really do appreciate the movie collections, and like I said, I'm very interested just to see what direction this goes with the announcement on Monday. I think we'll get a better idea of maybe where we are going with it on Monday. But yeah, overall, I think it's great for physical media. I think it's always a positive to hear news like this in a positive light about physical media, kind of growing, rising, creating new labels, talking about new releases. It's always great to hear. What could the impact of this new label Betamax be on other boutique labels, other boutique competitors? Like I said, I think competition in anything in life is always good. There obviously could be drawbacks. There could be where the likes of your more independent labels may not get them licensing deals because Zavvi have got more of an in with the big companies, so that may be obviously a bit of a detriment there. So you could see, the potential worst case scenario is you see labels maybe going out of business because they can't get the relevant releases, or maybe the prices start going up because you've got a bigger competitor in there. Maybe they can offer a bit more money, and maybe they can't get the licenses that they want to actually, do it as an affordable business that is a practical business that sells movies. Obviously, I hope that doesn't happen to any of these companies, but I think it's, are they going to directly compete with the likes of Arrow Video and Criterion? Are they going to go for different types of movie releases? What they would go for? I think like you look at Arrow very much go, well, they do a mix of things. They start having like these big releases in there, like Your Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, really mainstream releases, but then they also mix it in with kind of a bit more movie releases, unknown releases, or sort of like releases that are not as popular, more cult-like, like your Dark City, Westworld, stuff like that. And it's it'd be interesting to see if they go the similar route, or are they just going to be going for like your big hitters, like say for example a Planet of the Apes or a Superman, a Star Wars, or something like that. Are we going to see this from Zavvi? So it's hard to say until we see this sort of first couple of releases to what direction they're going in, whether they're going to be like mainstream releases, or are they going to be kind of a bit of a mix of both, or maybe we're going to get movies that are kind of like cult classics. It's very it's a lot of question marks at this moment in time. But I think, we are going to be, I see this in, I'm big into like wrestling figure collecting, and you see a lot of these, the original Hasbro figures, there's a lot now of companies, tons of different companies do their own versions of these figures. And you think about these, there's only so many times that you can license out to create these figures. And that's the thing, there's only so many movies out there as well. And if there's several movies, if there's, they're going for a certain movie release, maybe there's going to be more competition, or maybe we see, when they sign up these licensing deals, they could be longer deals maybe, or they could be shorter ones, so they can kind of like go, hop from movie company to other movie company to create new editions. There's there's a lot. I'd love to, I would love to be on the inside of one of these companies. I think that would, for me, would be at this moment in time a dream job, working in one of these boutique labels, in the inside, and just kind of like seeing the production of how they approach getting these movies, and just being like, I think it'd be so exciting, and I'd love to see the process of, from start to finish, of them getting the licensing deal, to seeing the production, to seeing the end release. It must be so cool. I think if you're a movie fan as well, it must be awesome to see that. But we could also see as well a rise in more companies doing this sort of thing. Boutique labels. We could get, for all we know, next we could see Amazon doing their own physical media boutique label. We had like Premium Collection with HMV, which wasn't so much a physical media label per se, but we could see this more. This could be a new thing where we see a rise in these sort of bigger companies doing this moving forward. So that could be kind of the impact on boutique labels as well, where you see more bigger companies kind of dipping their toe into this arena a bit more, and maybe you could even see maybe Disney do, like a big company, like for example, like Disney do their own version of this, like they have a side boutique sort of thing or something like that. It could be things like that. But yeah, there's so many possibilities with this, and it's very interesting as a fan of movies, to see where it's going to go. So I just want to do a bit of a quick roundup here. Betamax, Zavvi's exclusive physical media label. Overall, I'm very happy. I'm not a steelbook collector, so you could say, well, why are you so happy? Because you don't even collect steelbooks. Because I look at it this way: we are going to get more releases. It's a new label. It's interesting for physical media. I think it's a positive for physical media overall. Gets people talking about physical media as well. And I'm excited to see what they come out. Yeah, look, if they come out first release on Monday and it's Planet of the Apes, I'm going to be like, I'm getting that steelbook. I'm down for it. I'm very excited, and I hope it is, with the resources that Zavvi have, with it being a big company. I hope they can get releases that we've not had before. Also, big releases that need some care and a real good new release. So I'm very excited as a movie fan, and yeah, I think it's very, very exciting overall. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens with all of this. But yeah, if you enjoyed this episode today, please do let me know your thoughts on this one. What do you think about this Zavvi, announcing this new label? Are you interested? Do you feel like it's just a bit of a gimmick, maybe? What direction do you think they will go in? Do you think it'll be big releases, or kind of like more sort of releases we've not seen anything the light of day of in many years? So I want to find out what you think of this, and what's your overall thoughts on Zavvi and Betamax. Let me know your thoughts. Thank you very much for joining me for this episode, ladies and gents. Remember to spread a bit of movie cheer, and as always, I will see you next time.